Welcome back to the Daily Dose of Dopamine with Rose, Rose,
Hello.
and Robert, and Susan. And we were talking just a few minutes ago about connection, or was that yesterday?
It was yesterday for
Well,
them.
thank you.
And I'm not sure where that was taking us. Does anybody else have anything they?
Well, I think connection of well, for me, the connection that the day one group has with each other. It's kind of we have a little bit of history now. So when we do the sidekicks or when we meet up, we kind of know each other's which way people like to speak. Doris might like to speak a certain way, and when somebody's speaking, you give them the chance. You can sort of step back. I mean, everybody knows I like to speak, so I do have to sort of step back and go like that. But I think it's nice now that we're joining the day two group, and we're making connections there. So
Let's go
hands
there.
across the water.
I was going to bring up other things, but I like this day two. Talk to me about day two. There's this concept because here's the original day one, and you guys have got this day two thing going. What do you know? What's going on with day two?
It is a very preliminary idea, which was kicked over by you, dude. You started this. You were
Yeah.
like,
I
I'd love
thought,
to see my two cohorts get to know each other and see
I
what
thought, wait, she started day two, right?
no,
I
you.
did, or I picked. Allie was the one I heard it from, but I said it first.
No, I said it first.
Oh,
No,
you?
the concept of and it's actually what is so preliminary right now. There's just one letter that's gone out to everybody, and in that letter, it was like, what are we going to call ourselves? Day one and a half, day two, and we may have a completely different name, Robert. I don't know, and nor do we. We have a lot of questions
Yes.
from the Sidekicks group, and so we'll be kicking those around in a brainstorming session via Zoom within the next few weeks, I think.
But
Then
I think the more the merrier anyway, because we'll all get something from each other, and we've all got something to give.
Well, and you're going to cross pollinate in such interesting ways because here's these two different groups that both went through the program. However, the program changed. And I think some of that variation is going to come up. You had some different guest speakers, you had a different number of sessions. Session lengths were longer for the second group. And they didn't have the same outcome in terms of a presentation that you guys had. So there's going to be some different ways that all these things came across. And there's also some different demographics too to explore. I mean, one of my favorite in there is the fact that we had our first care partner in the second group, and
yes,
I want there to be more care partners
yes,
involved
and
in
I
it.
did. You had more men this time, I think.
Yes, right, because we only had two, and that was a rather large discussion. Was why are there only two men? And as one of the men who was, not counting that number, I said, I don't know, but we did have more the second
Men
time
don't
around.
join, I don't think. Men are not as joiners, as women.
Well, maybe there's a safety issue, a feeling because it is emotional. There are many men who are more reticent to bring forth their emotions. And
Mhm.
also, I mean, to a person, as I'm doing these post interviews with the second group, most people, men and women, show up and they're like, it's interesting. And then after the first session, they're like, I'm not sure this is for me. So there really
The
is.
writing, yeah, until they get used to the writing and sharing their thoughts, and I think that goes for
Yeah,
everybody. But I
it's
think the second group took the writing more seriously.
They didn't have a choice, Rose.
They were
well,
super good
I
stuff.
did. I implemented that more strongly, and I'm glad I did because I think they ended up getting more out of it because it was, implemented that way.
Yeah, yeah, they really dug deep. I think.
I want to hedge back to that word connection really quickly, just to say that the idea of connecting online via Zoom space like this is still fascinating to me. Here we're representing, we have Scotland, we have Texas, we have California, and it's in the blink of an eye, and we're connected. And I just think we're scratching the surface on this. I think we really have a global reach that's going to grow here in the next, months, years to come.
Definitely, yeah. I think people are due to lockdown and COVID. People are more open to Zoom and not afraid to sort of connect across. And I think it serves as well, and it serves Parkinson's sort of movement well to discuss what's happening in the US and what's happening in other countries in Europe. Because we're all in it together, really, aren't we?
I love that thought, and that we're all in it together. We can leave you here together now for today. There it goes. Thanks.